Could you please give us a description about the English language courses at PDP University?
Then from their third course of their studies, they will continue all the courses purely in English.
But only English, not IT. And let's imagine I don't want to study at the university. I have already a bachelor's, and I want to learn only English at the university. Can I?
Do not hesitate applying our university, as you are in the hands of professionals.
You know, most of these students ask one question
Let me take you, right, as an example. So, for example, if you take your first final, you are put to retake. You have chance to retake the test, however, not for free.
what they Warm greetings from PDP University, dear ladies and gentlemen. This is our first podcast with Shohida Esanova, who is head of the Department of English Language Studies at PDP University. So, welcome, Shohida.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you too for not ignoring us.
Good. How would I?
Could you please briefly introduce yourself to the audience?
Well, actually, yes, I am Esanova Shohida, and nowadays I am in charge of running the small department of English language studies at PDP University. However, I should say that we are growing huge because of the interest of the students for our university.
Now, English language department and IT university. How is it? There are actually a lot of questions about this.
That was the connection, right? That's the
Yeah,
connection. Yes, I have also heard that, like interest as well. So I should reply for that. That I don't think that anyone can, ignore the fact that IT technicians actually need most of all English language. And that's why we actually have formed the department to help the students to learn English language here within the university during their studies, or even at least curb their English language if they already know.
Perfect. So now, could you please describe the English courses that you lead at PDP University?
Oh, English courses. We have actually different programs running currently. So we have, I guess I would divide them into 4 types: general English course, and general English together with IELTS preparation. And we have EAP courses, English for academic purposes, where students learn how to academically write in a given, in a given matter. And we also have ESP courses for English for specific purposes, where IT technicians can learn useful terms during the classes.
Like English and digital technology, right?
Of course, related to digital technology.
So ESP, EIB, IELTS.
General English courses for those who come with no English preparation or no prior knowledge in English.
It means you have an intake, right? For those who have no English level or
yes. I should
language,
actually note the fact that that work actually would be very interesting for those who are considering to be an IT technician, however, do not know English and may not consider applying for our university. And you should actually apply and come and get some information. We actually have 2 kinds of programs here. For those who already know English language at certain, higher level, and usually they have IELTS certificate of 5.5, and specifically 5.5 score on their writing section. They are admitted to our English groups, where we teach English languages and EAP courses and ESP courses.
And IELTS 5.5 is the requirement, right?
This is at least the requirement for to be considered as our student in English language courses. However, those who don't know English or do not have IELTS score yet, they can still apply for our university, and we admit them for our Uzbek groups, where they can start studying English language from the beginning or even at the point where they have come.
So you have two certain groups, right? English for those who studies different subjects in English, different modules in English, and those who learn different modules in Uzbek and learning English together.
Combined, right?
So,
Combined.
what is the difference between these two different programs?
Well, actually, these two different programs are designed for the specific need of our audience, of our dear students. Nowadays, actually, most of the students are interested in becoming IT technician. However, in order to be accepted to our university, they should understand that our courses are usually conducted in English language. So those who apply for English language programs should have that IELTS score minimum of 5.5 with 5.5 score in writing section. And the reason is because their courses are directly designed and conducted in English language. So in order to understand the other courses related to their field, they need to have certain level of English language. However, those who come here without English certificate or prior knowledge in English language, they can start still their studies. However, the other courses is conducted in Uzbek language until they learn or they become more proficient in their English language. And from their second course, when they learn English language and then they have achieved certain level of English proficiency, then other courses related to their field will also be conducted in English language. Not from the beginning of their studies. The courses, are conducted in the English language. They can be combined so that it will be actually helpful for them to still not lag behind from their courses or main subject matter.
So they don't study their whole bachelor in Uzbek, right?
Of course not. Of course not. Only in the beginning of their academic major period, they can study their other courses, their sphere-related courses in Uzbek language. However, they will not have that chance from the second year of their studies. Because, of course, IT technicians actually should be, advanced in not only in their own field, but also in their English language as well. So that's why only for the first year, this is kind of a special chance to be given to them.
So those who started their academic journey in Uzbek don't study their whole bachelor's in Uzbek, right?
Definitely no. So as I told, this is just a chance that we give them until they learn and become more proficient in English language. And once they have learned English language and then they have passed through our mock exam of IELTS test up to 6 band score, then from their third course of their studies, they will continue all the courses purely in English.
So do they also learn EAP and ESP courses, or they only learn the general English and IELTS courses to just learn and study different modules in English?
Well, actually, there are types of programs that are designed in English language. Firstly, general English courses. This is specifically designed for those who do not know English language or who are admitted without any certificate. And after that, they may continue learning English language or improving them up to band score 6 on IELTS and IELTS mock exam, actually. And that is actually for the purpose of preparing them for their future career. However, we also have EAP and ESP classes, and these are also different modules.
Once they finish up their IELTS courses and then once they take the IELTS score, mock score, they continue their English language studies with EAP and ESP courses, right?
Yes, after they have taken, they have actually reached certain score on IELTS, like required score. This time it is 6 band score. After that, they will go to, or they will be elevated to EAP and ESP classes where they learn academic writing in English.
Could you manage all this stuff in just one academic year?
Well, for those who are admitted for English groups, yes, we can. Uh, One semester they study, for example, improving English language course, improving their English language, and together IELTS preparation. And in their second semester, they take EAP and ESP courses. However, for those who are in Uzbek groups, the program can work a bit differently. They study 3 semesters learning English language and preparing for IELTS mock exam. And in their only fourth course, they can study EAP and ESP classes.
Fourth semester means they are in their second year,
In
second
the
half
second,
of the second year.
yeah, second half of the second year, right? Like at the end of their second year.
This is very interesting to me now, about the EAP courses and ESP courses. Why there are two different courses, EAP and ESP, and why do students need to learn EAP, whether they work in IT industry, and why do they need to? Okay, about ESP is everything is clear because it is English and digital technology. What about the EAP, and how does it affect to their academic journey?
Ah, good. Okay. It's actually very vital, very important for their academic journal. EAP, with its name, it's English for academic purposes, where they learn how to perform in academic structures. Like they learn how to write application letter, cover letter. They learn how to format their papers, and they may also learn how to structure different types of letters. uh, it will not only be helpful for their academic journal, where all the other teachers from different courses require them to write their paper in English, but it will be also helpful for their future careers.
Thanks a lot for the answer. And why you require IELTS standards at the university? Because there are a lot of another different testing systems in the world, right?
Yes, surely enough, there are different testing mediums, testing criteria in the world, KAT or other testing system. However, the reason why we chose IELTS testing system as our medium is because IELTS is internationally acknowledged testing system, and we actually hope our students to be performing in the world arena in their future career. And that's why we want to equip them with internationally certified language level. So that's why we chose IELTS test as our medium.
And is that gonna be the official exam, or I mean, they don't be certified with official IELTS certificate, right? Or
No. We don't. No. We don't give them the certificate itself. So just like as our internal exam, we have or we design mock tests, but we don't give their certified certificates.
This is the internal assessments of PDP University.
This is just internal assessments, and yeah, IELTS test is just chosen as our type of internal assessment. We don't give them the certificate. However, we just have mock tests.
So I've been working as an IELTS instructor for some years actually, and I know that it is very hard to select teachers.
Definitely, of course.
For the university, and especially to teach this kind of academic courses and this kind of
Specific purposes.
English for specific purposes in EAP courses. So how do you select teachers?
This is one thing that I can boast most about our English department, that teachers are thoroughly selected and most priority is given to those who actually have the higher education experience or experiences in especially methodology. So I can say that our teachers are some of the best, if not the best, in entire Tashkent city. And they can actually handle all types of English teaching classes.
So different flags like PhD or master's degrees,
I wouldn't call them flags, like, because I didn't we didn't specifically look at their flags, like what prestigious universities they have graduated, or what things they have done, but we specifically focused on their teaching technologies, teaching techniques and strategies, and their true knowledge in teaching sphere. Of course, most of them end up, having, happen to be having, certain degrees from prestigious universities still. However, our focus was not mainly on their, for example, qualification, but mostly on their teaching skills and their true knowledge in the language.
So what about the different certificates? Does it help for them? I mean, IELTS or teaching certificates, whatever, TESOL, TEFL, or CELTA?
I can say partially yes. However, I cannot say that we don't hire those who do not have IELTS scores, because IELTS score may only be the proof of language knowing, language proficiency. However, it cannot say anything about the teaching techniques of the teacher. So that's why we still check them through the demonstration classes, through the other types of the information giving, and the interviews, through the interviews. So I cannot say that we only put priority on their certificates such as IELTS.
Is it too hard to find?
It has become too hard. However, I can say that we have been lucky enough to find some of the best. It took some time, and then it took, so much toil, energy, in this field. Like, we worked long hours. We did overtime, interviewing them, making sure that that specific person truly certifies, working in our university. So I can for sure say that we have had good choices.
So you have figured out the English language family, right, at the university already?
We have made, yes, a very collaborative, very friendly, and very enthusiastic board of teachers.
Perfect. I can say it looks like, right, teaching English and this pathway looks like better than some language centers.
Language, I don't think that it is a good idea to compare our courses here to those that are conducted in language centers, because again, the first thing is that the teachers, level of the teachers are quite, there is actually a huge gap between the teachers who teach at simple language centers and who teach at the universities. Firstly, since the universities are prestigious, our selection stages are quite tough, and then not everyone can go through with it. However, you may also know that for language courses, for language centers, their selection, criteria is quite loose, I could say, and only those who have scored higher on IELTS or who know some of the language can be hired as teacher there. But here, of course, the technique, the methodology, the level of experience, and the level of charisma plays an important role. So the classes are quite more productive in here, I believe.
I believe so, and I'm totally agree with your
Yeah,
opinions.
and I should also add the fact that in language courses, they have the classes only 3 times a week, right? But here, we have language courses every day. Every day.
When do they learn IT?
Well, actually, they learn IT together with language learning. And also, I should say that we don't teach English language throughout their entire academic journey, not like 4 years. We only teach, for example, English groups 1 year, 2 semesters of English language and EAP courses. And for Uzbek groups, only 2 years. So that's why, since we are only teaching them during short period of time, we have classes every day.
So at the end of every semester, you have final exams, right, in English, or you have some midterm exams, or only final exams, or assignments. Could you
Yes,
please tell
assessment.
about the assessments in terms of English at the university?
So assessment criteria is also specifically and carefully designed by the board of teachers. We have had lots of meetings designing that specific criteria, and I can say that usually we have midterms and finals between the semesters, and for those who are actually completing their entire English course, in the end, we have one final exam as IELTS mock exam, and those who pass will be actually directed to their next course.
Imagining myself as a student of PDP University, what if I fail those final exams in English?
Oh, I don't think a student like you would ever fail. Yes, however, if when it comes, talking about failing, I can say that students should take the finals seriously enough, because the consequences with failed students are quite harsh. So if those who, let me take you, right, as an example. So for example, if you take your first final, you are put to retake. You have chance to retake the test, however, not for free. So those who have failed the test have to pay for their retake exam. And after paying the retake exam, they can retake the exam, and specifically designed for only them. And even if they fail their retake exam too, they will be given remodel. Remodel means they can continue their studies from the next semester or from the next course. However, they will have to still go to English classes and learn English language. And they should know that they cannot graduate from the university and get their diplomacy until they finish and take the test and pass their English language test. So there is no way.
So when they take an exam and when they pass an exam, right? Actually, when they get pass or merit or higher scores, then they can continue their studies, or then they can get the diploma of the university.
Yes, exactly. So if they are given remodel, if they cannot pass any of their tests like final or retake, then they will put into remodeling. And then if they fail in remodel as well, they will be report to remodel again. So they will have to study this course again and again until they pass the test, no matter which course they are.
So can one or some of them be waived from English classes once they have IELTS certificate like 7 or 7.5? I mean, enough knowledge in terms of English.
Waiving, I don't think that they can be waived on their own will. However, there is a certain legal procedure into it as well. If they want to be waived from their English courses, then they should apply to the student affair to express their willingness to be waived from their English language courses if their English language capacity has certain level, like maybe 7 or 7+5, and then specific board of teachers are collected and design the test, and then they can take that test, and it will also be on the extra charge based. And then after they make the payment, they take the test, and if they pass that test or testing criteria, then they can be waived from their courses.
So thinking about the statements that you have mentioned, I know that now university really cares about the students.
Of course we do, and why else we are here?
So do students have some rights to choose the teachers? I mean, to choose their group teachers?
Regarding their right on choosing the teacher, I don't think that we can give them such a choice. However, on a regular basis, we will be asking their comments or their assessment as part of our teachers' performance assessment. So their opinion will be taken into consideration when we are evaluating the teacher's performance. However, there hasn't been any such cases yet that the entire group votes for changing the teacher. So if entire group votes for changing the teacher, not just one or two specific people or those particulars, then we can actually, change the teacher. However, it will still be, a rarity, because again, there hasn't been such cases, and I hope that there won't be any such cases, because whatever teacher we assign, the groups love them.
Why I have asked this question, because IT learners, most of them are introverts, and language learners,
Yes,
yeah, they
yes.
tend to be extrovert.
I see.
So that's why they actually face a lot of barriers in learning English. Then they think about this is because of a teacher, this is because of blah blah blah, this is because of something. And so have you arranged any extra support for those who are facing some barriers,
certain challenges,
in learning English,
right, in learning English,
and for those for weak students, I mean?
Well, unfortunately, there is that factor as well, that usually most IT technicians are the ones who are introvert. However, for example, I also teach here. I also have some groups, and even those who are introverts, I can trigger their interest during my classes, and they still show some eagerness to listen to the class and then to participate and to have their own share in the lessons. However, even those who may struggle and then find it difficult to express themselves in English or to learn certain skill difficulty, then we have our certain period of office hours where teachers expect any student with certain difficulty to approach them and then ask certain question or receive certain help to improve their languages better. So we have that support system actually specifically designed for those who are struggling.
So what about the English club or different speaking clubs or debates, right? To
Yes,
enhance
of course,
their
of course.
soft skills, I mean, in English.
Good. Okay. To help them, right, improve their speaking or expression skills. Of course, from the beginning of the establishment of our university, we have had certain English clubs running specifically for the university students.
Out of the curriculum, right?
They are totally out of the curriculum, and the participation is on willing based. So if they are willing to participate, they can get registered and participated. Some of those clubs are actually run by the students themselves who are more proficient in the language, and most of them are by our own teachers. And they can still, participate, have some, chance to speak and then to improve their English. So such chances are available in our university.
We have talked about the educational centers, language centers, and the PDP University English courses. I've seen a lot of different course books that the centers are using. I mean, Cambridge University Press books, Oxford University Press, most of them are using now, and Macmillan books who have published by Macmillan. So at PDP University, what course books you have chosen, and what materials you were teaching?
Good. Okay. Yes. Usually, mainstream teaching places for example, in the city, use Oxford books. Mostly, wherever I go, I have seen Solutions, and certain places use Navigation still, or Destination. However, we chose a very different method. We chose Unlock program designed by Cambridge, and this is a level by level program specifically designed to take the student from the very beginning level to high up to C1 level. So since it is complete, since it is well designed and it is very interactive, we chose this program as our textbook, Unlock.
as far as I know about the Unlock course books, right, it includes some academic stuff, right, inside it.
It does. It does. It does include some academic stuff like writing report in some units and writing the bar graph, line graph, descriptions, and sometimes application letter as well. So it is actually well designed specifically for the university student. So we chose that as our mainstream program.
So, what about the EAP and ESP materials? You have prepared this yourself with your team, or you get some materials from outside of the university?
Good. Okay. Regarding ESP and EAP courses, we actually have specifically, selected the teachers board where they, choose their topics and then they design their own material. And we are now actively working on designing and improving our courses on EAP and ESP lessons. So since the teachers are all methodologists with great technical skills in not only teaching language but also designing the curriculum, we are actually able to and have been successful in creating lesson plans on EAP and ESP lessons.
So, if I want to learn English language at the PDP University, but only English, not IT, and let's imagine I don't want to study at the university. I have already a bachelor's, and I want to learn only English at the university. Can I?
What is the purpose of, for example, applying for the university if you don't want the major but only the language courses, right?
No, I want to pay for only for English language slots and get the knowledge what I need actually.
Unfortunately, I can say that no one can apply to our university only to take English courses. Because as I said, English courses are specifically designed for only our students, our university students, who take IT sphere as their future career, as their major. And then we actually conduct these lessons to help our students improve their English language and become more proficient in their selected sphere. So no any other person from just the street without the aim of specializing in IT technology cannot take our English classes.
So
they cannot even hope for that. No.
You give these special courses for only students of the PDP University. This is designed for them.
Definitely, yes. I can say that, yes, of course. We treat our students, specials, like they are our special product, and then we choose to give them the best of what we could. So, we actually treat them as our main priority. So we don't want our priority to be, divided into, our students and the other students. So since our students is the priority, we only focus on our students, and only our students can get our English classes.
Dreaming about being your student?
Yeah, please do.
So, you have mentioned Unlock course books designed by Cambridge University Press. So, students, do they need to buy these books? I mean, do they need to pay extra fee for this?
Well, after all, we are university, so we can actually well afford providing our students with the course book. They can register to our library, and then they can get a free copy for themselves to study. Yes. I mean, we provide them with the books. They don't have to buy, or they don't have to make any special extra payment.
Most of the students ask one question who are studying at IT Specialized University.
What is that?
Why do I need to learn English if I want to be an IT engineer, software engineer?
Okay, well, actually, no person can ever imagine, being a proficient or professional IT technologist without being proficient enough in English language. And these, English language and IT specialty are closely related, interchangeably, connected. So I have seen many people who are great at software engineering or, designing certain sites or some IT skills. However, they still, lag behind from their peers who actually know English language, or they cannot secure any certain place for themselves in the market just because they don't know good English. And that's why I can say that English is very, decisive. It plays a decisive role in their sphere, and that's the reason why we pay much attention into giving good English language classes and making it more and more productive.
So you mean this is the only key to build their career not only in the local market,
Pretty much,
maybe
yes.
in global market, right?
Pretty much, yes, pretty much. Yes. If they, for example, aim higher, if they, for example, intend to excel in the global arenas, for example, they have to learn English language and they have to have a good proficiency level in English language.
It matters.
It does.
This was the last question
Okay.
of this
okay.
podcast, but I have only one request for you. Could you please give some advice for not the students of the university, because I know that you are caring enough for them.
Okay, good.
So
yes,
maybe
definitely.
future students of the university, of the PDP University, I mean about applicants, what you can give
who are
them
thinking to apply
to the audience
university. Yes, dear students, first of all, I can congratulate you with your choice to apply to our university. However, before coming here, I would really wish that the students learn a very good, English language, and then have a good, level in English language, because it is actually a very, a very good tool to study their other courses in English language as well. And other than that, I would wish that our students, develop or cultivate some skills of studying. For example, I can observe some of the students struggling, studying in their courses, just because they don't have enough study skills, or they haven't developed their focus, or how to maintain their focus for a longer period of time. And then most of the complaints that I hear on a daily basis are about this, like, teacher, how can I improve my focus? Or, teacher, my focus is too short. So please, students, take it seriously and improve your focus span and improve your study skills. And if you are already a hardworking student, please be prepared to work even harder.
Great, thanks for your time and
Good.
for
That was
being
my pleasure.
sincere in
That
this
was my
podcast.
pleasure.
Thanks a lot for your attention, dear ladies and gentlemen. Wait us in the next podcasts. Bye for now.